Hello, sweet friends, and welcome to this enthusiastic live video on banishing self-sabotage and finding an instant cure for your lack of motivation, being able to feel instantly motivated. And by the end of this live, you will have experienced some real talk about self-sabotage. And at the end of the video, we'll be going through an exercise that will help you feel instantly motivated whenever you notice yourself spiraling down that road into self-sabotage. If you are not super familiar with me yet, my name is Kayla Vavra, and I am the founder of Brave Heart Open Mind, a self-love development studio designed to empower you to live your happiest, most confident life. I am a self-love and confidence coach, and my background has been in coaching public speaking. And if you are one of 90% of Americans who fear public speaking, you know that finding confidence is like 90% of the battle in being a good public speaker. So pivoting into confidence coaching seemed so beautifully natural, and I am so happy that I can be here to help support you. And I wanted to talk about self-sabotage today because it's been coming up in a lot of conversations that I've been having with clients, that I've been having in my DMs with followers and subscribers, and in my emails. And also for me personally, this week I've been very much feeling like that idea of analysis paralysis, if you're familiar with that, having so many ideas and so many options that you just feel stuck in choosing between those options. And I suppose that's not wholly a bad thing. That means that I have a bunch of ideas and ways that I can help you. I just felt really paralyzed by the idea of picking what to do next. So, as we're going through these things, if you have an idea in your mind of what you would love to hear from me, please drop some things in the comments, because my job, literally my job, is to help you. So please drop in the comments anything that occurs to you that you would like help with. Today, we are going to be talking about that idea of self-sabotage. And for me, analysis paralysis was how I was feeling stuck in self-sabotage this week. It was really like I really didn't accomplish everything that I wanted to, because I felt myself presented with all of these beautiful ideas. I've been considering doing a podcast for you guys. I've been considering what I want to do for my next master class. And so all of those possibilities of beautiful things that I can do to support you were swirling in my mind, and I just couldn't focus until I recognized that I was self-sabotaging myself, until I said, Kayla, you're doing that thing that you shouldn't be doing. And so today I want to talk to you about how you can recognize self-sabotage, about how you can go about counterbalancing your self-sabotage and moving yourself into a place of true momentum and motivation. So I'm so excited that that is what we're talking about today. One of the things about self-sabotage is that it can be super sneaky. One of the ways that I see self-sabotage often for my clients is under the guise of perfectionism. So being a perfectionist, making sure that everything is perfect, is a way that self-sabotage can show up in your life. And that might be hard to hear sometimes, because perfectionism is often given a good rap, right? Like, you care. And so that's an amazing thing. But when you care and are a perfectionist to the point where it's stopping your forward motion, when it's keeping you stuck and keeping you small, that's when perfectionism becomes self-sabotage. That's when it's a habit that's no longer serving you. So self-sabotage can be sneaky like that. And so just knowing some of the forms of self-sabotage can be so helpful. So if you know what is self-sabotaging to you, drop that in the comments. Help other people out so that they might be able to recognize self-sabotage in themselves too. So I know that learning is actually one of my points of self-sabotage. So I get into the habit of learning everything, going out there and getting so much information so that I can be a good coach, so that I can be good at my job, so that I can continue learning and moving forward. And when I get to the point where I'm spending so much time learning from others that I'm not creating the content that helps you, then I know that I'm in a point of self-sabotage. Then I know that I'm not pushing myself forward in a way that is productive and efficient and good for me and good for my own self-love and self-confidence. So trying to watch yourself for those signs of self-sabotage, asking yourself questions like, what specifically is keeping me stuck, can be a really great way to counterbalance those feelings of self-sabotage. Another way that we can start to counterbalance self-sabotage is an idea called chunking down. And what I mean by that is sometimes we can get so high in the sky and overwhelmed with our thoughts that we can't get ourselves into the specifics that will help lead us out of the problem. And so by being able to consider one of our really high overwhelming ideas, once we can start asking ourselves questions that move us to be more specific, we can move ourselves out of that place of feeling overwhelmed. So for example, I personally do a lot with pinning on Pinterest because it is a beautiful platform. If you're not already on Pinterest, I'm not sure what you've been doing, but please get on there because it's amazing. And so I pin a lot of solutions and articles. And so when I had first started my business, I hadn't pinned everything yet. And so I wanted to pin everything. I wanted to create pins that were so helpful for people that they could find them, and so I could be of service and give value to people. And so I created this massive Pinterest goal for myself. And I was feeling really overwhelmed because I was so zoomed out on the problem. I was looking at all of the things that I could be doing, and I wasn't focusing on the small details of what I could get done day by day. And so once I was able to recognize that I was here on a really big, wide level, feeling overwhelmed, I was able to ask myself questions like, what specifically can I do today to move myself forward? What specifically needs to get done this week? Specifically, what can I be doing to feel less overwhelmed by this project? And in asking myself those questions, and by getting myself out of this big, overwhelming feeling of being overwhelmed with my project, I was able to chunk down into more specifics so that I could focus and actually accomplish something and genuinely make forward progress and put myself in motion. So that idea of chunking down and getting yourself into a place where you're being specific can be so beautifully helpful when you are looking to counterbalance self-sabotage. One of the exercises that I want to go through with you also helps you to counterbalance self-sabotage, and it's something that you can do at any time. It's something that you can do for yourself. Once I lead you through it, you can use it on your own. You don't need me anymore. And that is the crux of what I love to do as a self-love and confidence coach, is to empower you to be resourceful and not need me anymore. So that is something that I am awesome at as a coach, and it's something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm so happy that I can help you in this way today. So the exercise that we are going to do to help you to counterbalance self-sabotage is super simple, and you can do it sitting at your desk, you can do it sitting on the couch, literally wherever. Whenever you notice yourself feeling stuck and in that moment of self-sabotage, oh, Elise, yes, social media can be so draining and so sabotaging sometimes. I actually have a timer on my phone. You can do it on an iPhone in your settings to have a time alert of when to hop off social media. It tells me that I only have 5 minutes left. And that has been helpful, but you're right, Elise, that the struggle is really real with social media, for sure. So the exercise that we're gonna do today, anytime you're on social media or anytime you notice those moments of self-sabotage, you can do this exercise. So let's go ahead and hop into our exercise. What I would like for you to do is think of the opposite emotion that you would like to feel when you're feeling self-sabotage. So that might be motivation, that might be calm, especially if self-sabotage is overwhelming to you. It might be a state of relaxation. It might be a state of hyper-focus. So take a moment to think of that emotion that you would like to feel instead of self-sabotage. And then once you have that emotion that you want to feel, take a moment to think of a specific memory where you experienced that emotion. So if it's relaxation, maybe you think about a moment of vacation when you were on the beach reading a book. If it is motivation, maybe you think about a time where you were just like hella jazzed to finish a project and you were so motivated. So take a moment to think of that emotion and to think of that memory so that you can start walking yourself, and I will walk you through the memory. And so once you have your emotion and your memory picked out, take a moment to close your eyes and take a moment to float back to that memory that makes you feel relaxed or that makes you feel motivated. Put yourself into your own shoes. Be in your own body in this memory, listening with your own ears, seeing through your own eyes, and really feeling the feelings of feeling that emotion that you selected. For me right now, if you can't tell by my voice, I picked relaxation to float into right now. So see through your own eyes. Feel those feelings of that moment, that memory where you were so soaked in that emotion that you would rather feel, okay? And doing this, floating yourself down into a concrete memory can genuinely help you feel that emotion. And then once you feel it, you can flutter your eyes back open and you're in a much calmer state, or maybe a much more motivated state than you were before. And you can walk yourself through that process for literally any emotion that you want to feel for yourself. Any emotion that feels authentic to you, that will help you solve a problem or break a negative emotional state, you can float yourself back to a memory like that. So just ask yourself, what is the opposite thing that you want to be feeling to what you're feeling right now? And then think of a memory, and then walk yourself back so that you are in your own shoes, seeing through your own eyes, listening with your own ears. And that is how you can interrupt those states of self-sabotage super quickly. If you want more information about getting and kicking self-sabotage to the curb, drop a comment, because I sent out a beautiful email, a lovely love letter to my email subscribers this week, talking about how to break out of negative emotions. And so using any of those tactics in that love letter that strategize for you how to interrupt a negative emotion, you can use to interrupt your self-sabotage also. So drop me a comment if you want that email, and I will DM you and get your email address, and you can have all of those strategies and all of my future love letters full of strategies in your inbox. I would love to see you there, because we get even more specific in email than we do on the lives, which is awesome. And then going forward, my next masterclass is going to go even more in depth on banishing self-sabotage and stepping into the life of confidence and happiness that you deserve. So click on the link in the comments, I'll drop it there, and you can get registered for my next masterclass at the end of the month. or if you are watching this on Instagram, the link is in my bio already, and you can go click on it there and get registered. I cannot wait to help, to serve you, and to empower you to keep moving forward towards your goals and towards living your happiest, most confident life. I'm so excited that I can help you. Thank you so much for being in my orbit and listening to the tactics that I have for you. Because as you listen and as you learn, that shows me that you want your happiest, most confident life so much. And your heart wouldn't want it, sweet friend, if you weren't meant to have it. And I'm so excited that you're here listening, that you learned some things, and I would love to teach you even more within my free masterclass on banishing self-sabotage. So sign up, drop a comment if you want the email that I just sent out this week about interrupting negative emotions, and I would love to give you more information. I hope you have an amazing day.